Well, speaking at the National Press Club in Washington today, the new Republican chairman of the House Oversight Committee outlining his panel's priorities and an agenda that mirrors other GOP-led House committees. Hearings are set to begin in the coming weeks on Hunter Biden and the Biden family's business dealings, the origin of COVID-19, the border crisis, and the ongoing classified documents investigations by the Justice Department. Those are just some of them. So for what this means for the Biden administration, we're joined now by Niall Stanage, columnist with our partners at The Hill. Niall, thank you for being with us. In just a few days, a Judiciary Committee hearing on the southern border, specifically DHS, Secretary Mayorkas. What is the goal of that probe?
I think there are twin goals, Nichole. I think one is substantive and one is political. Obviously, on the one hand, we have an enormous issue at the border in terms of the number of unauthorised migrants who are being encountered, more than 250,000 just last month, an all-time high. So I do think Republicans will want answers on that. Now, the Democratic explanation and the Republican explanation are very different, but immigration is a weak issue for the Biden administration and for Democrats. Republicans have the House majority. You can use that majority to shine a spotlight on your opponent's vulnerabilities. So simply putting this issue in the spotlight is good politically for Republicans.
All right, well, let's stick with that, the political goals that you focus on there, Niall. There are calls to impeach Mayorkas. Does that have any legs?
It will be an uphill climb, and it's not entirely clear that Republicans will even really make a serious run at it. There are some who certainly want to impeach Secretary Mayorkas. In fact, one Republican congressman from Texas has already introduced articles of impeachment. The problem is twofold. You have a very slim majority for Republicans in the House, so they can only afford to lose a few votes. And some moderates have expressed misgivings about this. The second problem is impeachment is one thing that can be done in the House. Conviction requires a supermajority in the Senate, and realistically, there's no chance of that happening with Democrats holding a slim majority in the Senate.
All right, well, now let's talk about another hot topic, Hunter Biden. There's going to be a lot of focus on him. It's going to start with testimony from top Twitter execs about how this article about the younger Biden was handled on the platform. What are Republicans hoping to highlight with this?
I think two things. I think the Hunter Biden matter writ large, but also the influence of big tech. You mentioned the fact that this pertains to a New York Post article from October 2020, which was based upon the now infamous laptop. The key point is that both Twitter and Facebook limited sharing of that article, and they were doing so purportedly on the basis that it may have been some form of disinformation. That suspicion, however reasonable it may have appeared at the time, has not worn well. It's pretty clear that the laptop is legitimate at this point, and so there are real questions of censorship around that topic. So I would imagine those Twitter executives are going to face some pretty rigorous questioning.
And now, before we let you go, there's also a probe of the FBI, more broadly, the Justice Department. And Committee Chair Jim Jordan is not holding back. He says that he is ready to use subpoenas if necessary for that investigation.
He does say that. I mean, to me, this is a much more politically divisive issue. Congressman Jordan has had complaints about the FBI for a long time. It's part of the sort of Trumpian critique of the so-called deep state. A lot of people, not all of them Democrats, are rather skeptical of that. There is a fear that the rhetoric outruns the evidence on that part. I'm sure Congressman Jordan is going to keep pressing the case, but there are some potential pitfalls in that one.
All right, Niall, giving us that balanced perspective. We appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.